Hi, family. How are you doing today? Um, there were some questions in the chat this morning, and so I know I'm late, but I just wanted to do this to hopefully help, share some ideas, and then also it's kind of like a little bit of a trade journal. So um, I would like to say that um, it's helpful, and I just really, really got it today. For those of us that don't do it regularly or consistently, the day before when you're getting your trade ideas together, even if you don't use um, futures, even if we're just looking at SPX, um, to wrap our head around what we think might happen in the next trading day. So what we've seen so far this week is that we've pretty much been bullish from the time that we hit this order block here on Monday. So we opened here, we pulled back into the order block, couldn't take out this sell side liquidity down here. We went up on Tuesday, we took out the previous day high, then we took out the high of Friday. Then on Wednesday, we gapped down, we ran down into this level right here, and we had a nice bullish reversal. And then we come to today. And so today, there was a lot of economic news this week. But today it was like, what told us that we would be bullish today? And even with that, how do we know what our targets are? So I would say that this is where I like to use futures to inform me on what is going to happen with SPX. So I look at the futures chart, but I use futures to trade SPX because the missing data is on futures. So I just have this fib here that's broken up into quadrants to show that today we pretty much bounced off this 25% of this wick from yesterday's wick, and then we turned around. So if you're only trading SPX and not looking at futures, let's look today to see what clue we would have had that today was going to respond like it did. So this is Thursday. The first thing I do is I throw a fib on. So this is the high of this range right here, and this is a low. I'm going to take this one off now. And so today we opened up, we gapped down because there was a lot of bearish sentiment overnight. We came here and we bounced off the 50% fib, and then we also bounced off this order block. So usually when you're in a trade, you kind of want confirmation that it's going to continue to go your way, because it's not just going to go straight up like it did today and without the retracement. So when this retraced back down here, it couldn't take out this low. This would have given me an indication to go long. And we know that the 886 level on the fib, it responds to that. So as soon as I see, the price hit this, and I'd be like, okay, I'm willing to take that risk. So that's looking at SPX. But then in the group this morning, well, let me say this. There are probably a lot of things on this chart that you might see that I'm not calling out, either because I don't know or it's just not part of my conversation right now. So if you see it, great. But this is just, my little 2 cents on the day today. So today, what gave me comfort in knowing that, yeah, while we basically fell from, midnight last night all the way down here. What we saw is that we couldn't get down here to take out the low of yesterday. We took out the Asian low. We left the Asian high and the London high. Look at this magical moment right here. If you put the fib on from there to here, this morning, we want to go to when market open. Where is market open? Where's Thursday? Thursday, 6 a.m. So before the market opened, we came down here and we bounced off of this hourly order block. So this is an hourly chart right here, and I just have this candle marked with this box. So we bounced off of this order block here, and this is probably where a lot of people went in to go long. Even with all of this, because basically we fell overnight, we went up, we retraced. Don't forget, just like we just saw on SPX, you want to wait for a retracement and confirmation that you're ready to go long. So, I bet there were some limit orders right here just waiting to take this trade. So, because of the reasons that I've already mentioned, even between SPX and on this chart, I was bullish today. And there was a comment in our chat about someone had asked about a fair value gap on the 1 minute. And when I saw that, it was at 7:29 Pacific time. So we already know, based on what we've already said, that, we're bullish and we're looking for an opportunity for a retracement and a reversal to go long. So here, I think this is I don't see the second, is anyone marking E-mini June this morning? I've got 2 fair value gaps on the 1 minute chart and earlier a fair value gap on the 15-minute chart. So I see this one here on the 1 minute, but after 9:29, I don't see any other fair value gap here. So if you see it, send me a screenshot because I don't see it. But this is, that's a damn good entry right there. At this point, it hadn't broke market structure right here, but because we bounced off here, because we retraced here, because we went to a fib level here, I would have been willing to take that. We got the fair value gap. I'm saying this is an order block right here. Take a trade, or even a breaker, because we have a low, a high, a lower low. It went up. It didn't displace this high. Did it displace it? Maybe I should do. I wanted to see if it peaked up there, but the high is 39.07. The high right here is 39.07. So it didn't even break it on this candle. But you could take that trade and manage your risk, like say you were trading E-mini on S&P, you could, manage it however you manage it. But, even if you had it at the bottom of this candle, like that's $225. And then look where it went if you're, trailing your stop. But look at this. Let's just see it just for the heck of it. It went up 7K on 2 contracts. So, I mean, we didn't know that it was going to go up there, but we could have probably presumed that it was going to go up there because of reasons I already said. And, it had these highs to take out. It had these highs to take out. It had the previous day high to take out. It had the fair value gap on the daily to take out. And then obviously it came up here to the daily fair value gap. And if you put the fib on here and you put the 50%, which ICT calls a consequent encroachment. This came up here, it touched the consequent encroachment, it pulled back. Here's an entry to go long. We got a fair value gap, we got an order block. You can have an order sitting there waiting to take a trade, you know. But anyway, oh, I was gonna move. What was I gonna do? Just to see. Let's see. Let's see. We got in here, and then we went. And then we went to consequent encroachment. Let's just say we wanted to go up there for a revisit. Like that's 2K. That's 2K and a whole what is that? From 11:30, we would have hit here to 12:15, 45 minutes. So that's a nice little setup there. So I was in this trade and, you know, I'm notorious for wanting to, you know, be on big moves like this and, you know, just seeing that P&L rack up in my account. So I got in when I was looking at this trade, I think I was on the 3 minute. And so I got in SPX. Oh my God. It was a great day and it was like, so I got in on the pullback. Yeah. When it pulled back here, I had the order block, I had the fib, I had the hourly order block. You know, I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm confident I'm going to go long. And so I got in and it went up and I had nice profit. And then I'm always taking risk off the table. So when it retraced me down, you know, if I'm confident in my analysis, then I can manage my risk, but not necessarily take risk off the table. If I didn't take risk off the table, you know, I could have still been in the trade. But once it came down deeper, I got stopped out and I was like, I'm getting back in. You ain't about to fool me. So I got back in when it came down here and bounced off the 786 fib level. And actually, I think I had FOMO, so I got in at the 618. So I had drawdown, but I was like, whatever, you know, whatever. So then, you know, price takes off and I was like, okay, Jamie, just take your profit, you know, no matter what, if you just take your profit. So I got out right here, like once it took out this liquidity here, and I was short-sighted because, you know, I could have easily took risk off the table and, you know, stayed in the trade and moved up my stop and, you know, targeted, you know, here. And I was just only in one contract. And I could have targeted here and I could have targeted the previous day high. I could have targeted the fair value gap. See how I got right at the edge of the fair value gap and pulled back to this little, look at this minuscule. I can't even, oh, let me see. Look at that. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it even bigger. Look at that. Fair value gap. Boom. Fills the fair value gap. I don't know if he calls it rebalance or what the language is. Or balanced or redelivery. I don't know. I can't track everything that ICT says, but I've used what I can and what I can remember. But you know, we had a pullback entry, boom, went up, hit the consequent encroachment of the daily fair value gap, came back, order block, boom. That's when you can pyramid in and then target this high right here. So I mean, it was a beautiful day. It was a wonderful trading day. Let me see. Somebody else said with fair value gap, if the middle candle is a down closed candle, can we only use it for a bearish entry, or could this gap be used bullishly? I would say that you can use the bearish fair value gap or a what is called a SIBI as a target. So just like this. This is a SIBI. This is a what we okay, we'll call it a bearish fair value gap, and this was the target. So you could use it like that. And then, I don't know. Down close candle, we don't use it a bearish entry. So yeah, it depends on the momentum and where the draw on liquidity is, because there are times where it could be um ran through. There are times where eventually it'll be ran through. But if you did use it as an entry to go short, I would say that you would want to wait for to get a confirmation. So like I was on a call today and the guy was like, in order for me to short, I need to see it break this low down here. He said this low here, but this low right here, certainly. So if you wanted to use this fair value gap, CB fair value gap to go short, that's what we want to look for, is to get a change in market structure in order to take the trade. And until then, it's going to be bullish. So I hope that answered the question. I don't want to make the video too long, but I hope this is helpful. I ask y'all to let me know in the comments if the video is helpful or not, but I don't hear from nobody. So I don't know. I don't even look at the analytics to see if anybody watches it. But hopefully, at some point, somebody will, and then make a comment. And I have them for myself. So when I look back next year in 6 months, I can be like, oh, look at me. And then lastly, I was talking to one of our fellow peoples. No, I'm gonna leave it there. I think I covered it. If you have any questions or if there's like something else I could talk about that I might be able to help with, I'm all for it. That is it for the day. I would say for tomorrow, we could potentially allegedly come down down here. A lot of times I'll see a price come down and feel, I call this an AC gap, but I think this is just a rebalance. I didn't know ICT when I was calling it an AC gap, because this is an A candle, C candle, B candle, C candle. This will come down here, close this, and then continue up. So it would be cool for this to retrace down here, kind of close in this, what could potentially become a fair value gap. And then, continue to reach up. Maybe tomorrow we have economic news, so I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe it'll fall to hell. But we could either maybe do that or close this fair value gap. And then our next draw would be the consequent encroachment of this wick, the body of this candle, and then take out this high. All in mind, keeping in mind that we are in a what is called a bearish macro. I don't think that'll shift until we take out this high right here. We got to take out this high right here in order to become bullish again. But anyway, let me know. Hope this helps. And I don't think I have any more questions to address. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.